When you finally choose yourself, you glow different when you love yourself. Walk different when you know your worth. Can't nobody dim your light no more. You survive way too much hurt. Hold your head high, don't look down. You made it through what broke us. Ain't no shame in your glow up. Baby, you glow different now. I used to question everything about me. Used to let opinions control how I see me. Till I realized people only project what they secretly feel about themselves. Now I move with peace in my spirit. I don't beg for love, I attract it. I stopped shrinking myself for comfort and started living like I'm mad. Growth make people uncomfortable, especially when they knew to owe you. But never feel guilty for healing. You deserve every version you grow into. Every scar taught you shame. Every loss taught you wisdom. Look how far you came. Don't forget to give yourself credit. You glow different when you love yourself. Walk different when you know your worth. Can't nobody dim your light. No, you survive way too much hurt. Speak life into yourself daily. Stop apologizing for evolving. The strongest thing you ever did was keep going while life kept testing. And look at you now, still standing, still soft, still beautiful somehow. After everything that tried to break you, you still found your smile again. That's power. You are enough. You are worthy. You are healing. You are growing. And nobody can take that from you. You glow different when you love yourself. Oh, yeah. You're different when you know your worth. Can't nobody dim your light. No, you survive way too much hurt. Hold your head high, don't look down. You made it through what broke us. No shame in your glow up. Baby, you glow different now. All right, everybody. Welcome to B.O.N.T, a safe space for healing, survival, support, awareness, and truth. Love Shouldn't Hurt podcast. And I am your host, Kira. What's up, everybody? I had to come on tonight because sometimes Mondays is not always good for me. So Tuesdays sometimes works out better. And I wanted to complete this series with our final scenario of protecting your peace before your mind fall to pieces. But what we want to talk about today is protecting after all of the chaos. How do we continue with ourselves after we go through all of the chaos? So I got some things here today that I want to share with you guys. You guys are going to love this segment right here. Oh my goodness. So let's just do a quick recap first. So when we were talking for the last 2 weeks of part 1 and part 2, we learned about protecting our peace in all situations. We learned about protecting our peace on the job. We learned about protecting our peace with our children. We learned about protecting our peace with our families, our friends.
And when we're dealing with trauma, we learned about protecting our peace, even while we're in it. We learned about protecting our peace when we're grieving. It's so many different topics that we learned about protecting our peace. But once the chaos is over, what do we do? How do we know the difference? How do we move on? So, we're going to talk about that today in our finale of protecting my peace before my mind falls to pieces. I got some great stuff here for you guys today to share with you about protecting your peace. So, we did this last week. We discussed about trauma and how do we deal with that with our family members, where they also know that we still love them, but we still at all costs have to protect our own peace. And we have to remember that in everything that you do, you must protect your peace. We learned about the health conditions that can be caused if you don't protect your peace. People say, I protect my peace, I protect my peace, but then go and do the same thing all over again. So when we finish this series right here, we're going to have closure about protecting our peace. We're going to talk about some scenarios of some red flags and some green flags with protecting our peace today. And once we finish with this finale, our final step of protecting our peace, I think everyone will be aware of protecting their peace. I feel like we go through so much with our families, with our friends, with our jobs, with our children, and we forget to protect our peace. But we also got to remember protecting my peace does not mean I stop caring. It doesn't mean I don't love you, but it does mean that I can't save everybody and I don't want to destroy myself trying. That's what that means. And I just have a question I want to ask. Is it anybody out there? Tell me, what is it one thing that you said no to in order to protect your peace? Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. Now, we want to talk about peace after the chaos is over. When you survive it, but your mind is still living in it. Let's talk about what happens after the crisis, when the relationship ends, when the job ends, when the family situation changes, when the danger is gone, but your mind is still on alert. Learning not to expect the next crisis really helps. Letting go of the guilt and choosing yourself, and rebuilding trust after trauma, and not carrying old pain into new relationships, and teaching your children that chaos is not a normal day, and then just finding yourself all over again after spending years and years in survival mode. Sometimes the chaos is over, but nobody told your mind. You're still watching, you're still waiting, you're still worrying and preparing for something to go wrong because you're so used to it. So tonight we're going to turn how you could actually learn to live in peace after surviving chaos. Have you ever gotten out of a stressful situation but realized the situation was still inside of you? So tonight what we're going to talk about is different ways that you could still protect your peace after the chaos. What did you learn about boundaries? What are you no longer carrying? Have you forgiven yourself for staying too long, for helping too many people, and ignoring your own needs? Accepting that you cannot help everybody. And have you moved forward without opening those old wounds? Taking the lesson with you and leaving the chaos behind. We talked about saying no. We talked about family. We talked about trauma. We talked about work, children, relationships, and protected our own mental wellness. What are you ready to stop carrying? Protecting your peace was never about running from life. It was about learning how to live without letting everything and everybody have access to your mind, your energy, and your sanity. Let it go, learn from it, and move on. Remember, you can't change what's already been done. All you can do is just move on. And now, what we're going to go over is some red and some green flags. Now, you tell someone, I need peace, and they say, take the time that you need. I'm here when you're ready. Is that a green flag or a red flag? That is indeed a green flag. That person is respecting your boundary without making you feel guilty. Scenario number two: every time you say no, someone calls you selfish or says you've changed. That is a red flag because growth often changes things that you will no longer tolerate. Scenario number three: you keep replaying an old situation in your mind even though it was over. That is a red flag for your peace. That does not mean something is wrong with you. It means the situation still needs healing, support, or even possibly closure. Scenario number four: a family member says, I don't agree with everything you did, but I still love you and I want you to be okay. Is that a red flag or a green flag? It is indeed a green flag because it is healthy love. And healthy love can include disagreement without disrespect. You feel responsible for fixing everybody's problems. Is that a red flag or a green flag? That is indeed a red flag. You can support without being responsible for everyone's whole life. I'm going to say that again. You can support people without being responsible for everybody's else's life. Scenario number six: you say, I can help you with this, but I cannot do everything. That is a green flag because that is a healthy boundary. You letting them know up front. And you should be able to speak how you feel up front, with long as it's not disrespectful or harsh. Scenario number seven: someone constantly brings drama into your life and tells you that real family should always accept it. Absolutely not. That is a red flag. Being family does not give someone unlimited access to your peace. I'm going to say that again. Being family does not give someone unlimited access to your peace. Absolutely not. Family or not, that's a red flag. And sometimes you have to tell family no over and over again because sometimes they take advantage of your kindness just because you are family. So sometimes you have to exercise no a little more. You stop answering every phone call immediately because you need time to rest. Absolutely green flag. Being unavailable sometimes does not make you uncaring. Sometimes you're tired. Sometimes you're overwhelmed. Sometimes you just need to reset and relax. Scenario number nine: you give someone, but you decide they still cannot have the same access to your life after you've forgiven them. That's a green flag. Forgiveness and access are not the same thing. Just because I've forgiven you does not mean you have access to do the same things that you did to me before. Absolutely not. I forgave, I moved on, but you do not have that access to me any longer. So, absolutely, that is a green flag. Scenario number 10: someone says, if you really forgave me, you would let me back in. Absolutely not. Forgiveness does not erase boundaries or consequences. So, forgiving someone, it does not erase anything. That is a total red flag. Scenario number 11. You leave a stressful situation, but still expect something bad to happen every day. That is a red flag because you're not protecting your peace. Your surrounding may be calmer, but your mind doesn't feel calm. So that's a red flag. And that's something within yourself. So when you're going through a trauma, you have to try to practice healthy things, try to build healthy relationships, positive energy, and positive things that you can do that can get your mind back intact into that positive mindset. Scenario number 12. You notice that certain conversations always leave you angry and drained, so you limit how you stay in them. That is a green flag. That is protecting your energy because sometimes that negative energy from someone else, it just rubs right off on you. So you definitely want to be around positive energy. Scenario 13. Someone listens when you tell them they hurt you and makes a real effort to change their behavior. That's a green flag because that is accountability. And it's more than just saying, I'm sorry. They're taking accountability for what they have done to you. So that's definitely a green flag and moving in the right direction. Scenario number 14. Someone apologizes, then keeps doing the same exact thing over and over and over and over again. Definitely a red flag. Repetitive behavior tells you more than repeated apologies. Absolutely not. Unacceptable. Scenario number 15, that's a total red flag. You are afraid to set a boundary because you know other persons will get angry. Who gives a damn? That's a red flag. A person anger does not automatically mean your boundary is wrong. You set your boundaries for how you feel, not for how somebody else's feel when you want to protect your own peace. And I just want to say, is this bringing peace into your life or taking peace away from you? Not everything we release is a loss. Sometimes letting go is how we finally make room for peace. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to get ready to go over some strong affirmations and we're going to get ready to breathe after that. But first we're going to go over some strong affirmations that is going to carry us into protecting our peace. So if you have your mirror, I want you to take your mirror out. I have my mirror. It's very important to take your mirror out. Now that I have my mirror out, we're going to go over 20 strong affirmations for protecting your peace. Our first strong affirmation is I choose peace over chaos. I choose peace over chaos. Mirror. I choose peace over chaos. I release what I cannot control. I refuse to carry pain that does not belong in my future. I forgive myself for the times I did not know what I know today. I am allowed to close doors that disturb my peace. My boundaries do not require everyone's approval. Saying no does not make me selfish. Sometimes it keeps me healthy. I can love people without losing myself. My boundaries do not require everyone's approval. I am not responsible for fixing everyone around me. I release the guilt of choosing myself. What happened to me is part of my story, but it does not control the rest of my story. I will not allow yesterday's chaos to steal today's peace. I deserve relationships where my boundaries are respected. I am learning to recognize peace without becoming afraid of it. I protect my mind, my home, my energy, and my future. I give myself permission to heal different than other people expect me to. I am leaving survival mode and making room for an unruly life. I take the lesson with me, but I leave behind the pain. I am ready for what is next, and I am making some room for something new. I choose me. I choose healing. I choose peace. And I will not apologize for protecting it. So that is our 20 strong affirmation, guys, after the chaos for protecting your peace. And this is what I want everyone to say today. I breathe in peace and I release chaos. I release what was. I accept what is. I welcome what's next. I make room for something new. I will protect my peace before my mind falls to pieces. My healing matters. My boundaries matters. My future matters. And most importantly, I matter. So guys, we're going to get ready to breathe in these strong affirmations. And we're going to do a small little exercise, just a little stretching exercise, just to get our bodies going, to get our minds into meditation mode. And I just want to tell you guys, I hope this segment really helps somebody learn how to protect their own peace, because we really need to have that at the end of the day. Protect your peace before your mind falls to pieces. We went over so many different ways how not protecting your peace can really harm you mentally, physically, and your health. So it's so many different ways that not protecting your peace can harm you. So with that being said, we went over red flags and green flags, different scenarios, and we also talked about different ways of protecting our peace. I'm just going to give you a recap of different things you can do to protect your peace. Stay away from people that are constantly aggravating you, constantly not respecting your boundaries. When you give them advice, they never listen. You can love them from a distance. You don't have to lose yourself trying to help them anymore. Sometimes you just have to say no, even when you want to say yes. Sometimes you have to say no because sometimes people don't respect it and will keep asking. So sometimes you just have to say no. And it's okay to say no. So I just wanted to give a quick recap of that. And it's all for protecting your peace before your mind falls to pieces. So now, ladies, and if there are any gentlemen on, we're going to get ready to start our breathing. So today we're going to be breathing about protecting our peace in the end. And this will be the last segment of protecting our peace before my mind fall into pieces. Next week, we will be going into domestic violence. We'll be talking about the different kinds of domestic violence, such as physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse, isolation. We'll be talking about it for the whole month of August. So chime in, ask questions. We're going to be live. We're going to be having a lot of good information for domestic violence awareness. So people chime in, like, subscribe, share. All righty. So without further ado, we're going to get ready to start our breathing. So I need everyone to get in a nice, relaxing position. Just stretch your body around just a little bit, just to get in that nice, safe space and that nice mode of relaxing. And we're going to be breathing again. We're going to be releasing all of the pain. No more pain, no more holding on to any of that stuff. Today, we're going to release it all out. We're going to release all the chaos and we're going to breathe in peace. So, we got some work to do today before we close out this chapter. I want everybody right now to just get in a nice, comfortable position with me. Nice and comfortable position. Okay. I want you to just close your eyes and just rotate your neck with me from side to side just to get that stiffness out. Just rotate it from side to side. Side to side, side to side, side to side. Just get them kinks out. All right. I'm telling you guys, when I do this, it feels so good. And then if you can with me, just go around like little circles. Just go around little circles, just get the little stiffness out. That's just like a nice stretch as you get ready for meditation. It's really good to stretch your body out. Bring your arms out, a nice stretch. Put them back down again. Bring your arms out, a nice stretch. Yes. Again, bring your arms out, a nice stretch. One more time, bring your arms out, a nice stretch. Okay. That was a really, really good stretch. Now, as we get ready to start breathing, I want you to think about right now protecting your peace, what it means to you for protecting your peace, how you feel about it. Remember, I told you, whenever you're having a stressful day, breathing is one of the best stress relievers that you can do right then and there to release stress, reset, release, and also get your mind back right. And it'll give you time to think about what you want to do before you do it. Because sometimes we act on impulse and just do things. So just take 5 minutes and just breathe. All right, guys. So, with that being said, I'm going to put on some nice breathing music for us. And we're going to get ready to breathe. Remember, we're releasing pain. No more pain, no more anxiety, no more stress, no more chaos. All we just want is peace. We're releasing. We want our next and our new. We're releasing the old and breathing in the new. Okay? So we have this all set in stone and ready to go. And remember, this is all for protecting your peace. This is our final segment. So again, we're going to breathe in peace. We're going to breathe out chaos. We're going to take the lesson. We're going to breathe in taking the lesson. And we're going to breathe out the pain. And we're going to make room for what's next and new. And let go of the old. All right, everybody. So let's go. I'm so excited for this segment right here. All right, guys. We're going to get ready to breathe. I'm putting on our nice, relaxing music so we can just get into our safe space, get our mindset into a nice, safe space.
Don't borrow from the bank if you own a home.
All righty. Here we are. All right, everybody. I want you to get in a nice, comfortable position right now. And I want you to think about protecting your peace and protecting your peace before your mind falls to pieces and what that means to you. So right here, right now, you're going to breathe in peace and release the chaos. So, right now, I want you to breathe with me. I'm breathing in peace. We're breathing in peace, breathing in peace. Release the chaos. Again, breathe in peace. Release the chaos. Again, breathe in peace. Release the chaos. One more time, nice and hard and strong. Breathe in peace. Release the chaos. Again, breathe in peace. Let go of all the chaos. Again, breathe in peace. Breathe in peace. Release the chaos. Again, breathe in peace. Release the chaos. Breathe in your next and new, and release the old and worn. Breathe in your next and your new. Breathing in my next and my new. Release the old and worn. Again, breathe in your next and your new. Release the old and worn. Again, your next and your new. Release the old. Next and new. Nice and slowly. Breathe it in. Your next and your new. Release the old. Again, breathe in your next and your new. Release the old. Again, breathe in your next and your new. Release the old. You are amazing. Breathe it in. You are amazing. Breathe it in. Release all those doubts. Again, you are amazing. Breathe it in. Release those doubts. Again, breathe it in. You are amazing. Breathe it in. Release those doubts. All right, everybody, open your eyes. I hope everyone feels amazing right now. All right. Now I have some strong affirmations that I'm going to share to close out this chapter for you guys. I want to share this with you before we go. We just had our last breathing session for losing my mind before my mind falls to pieces. So now I want to share this closing message with you. And I also want to share with you a quick, not really a recap, but just some information that will help you when you do feel like your mind is falling to pieces. Okay, so here we are. This right here is our closing for tonight. So I just want to share this with you so you can take this with you for the rest of your lives. I want you to understand why we just breathe. And I want you to understand the whole segment. We were talking about protecting your peace with your family and your work and any trauma. We were giving you information about knowing when no becomes necessary and releasing chaos and choosing closure and boundaries and healing and moving forward. That is what we talked about today. And take this lesson with you. Leave the pain. Make room for your next and your new. Because remember, you can never change what's already been done. You can only move forward from it. And why continue to let your mind fall to pieces because you're holding on to this old stuff that you just can't change? You can't change it. All you can do is just move forward. And I just want to tell you guys, I wanted you to just use this final affirmation for you to carry with you. If you would like to practice this affirmation every day, this would be great. But I just would like to share this with you before we go. Today, I breathe in peace and I release chaos. I release what was. I accept what is. I welcome what's next. I make room for something new. I will protect my peace before my mind falls to pieces. My healing matters. My boundaries matter. My future matters. And most importantly, I matters. The chapter is now closed. Take this lesson, but don't take the chaos with you. So remember, always protect your mind before your mind falls to pieces. You always must protect your peace. And remember, everything is not meant to be carried. Everything is not meant to be carried. When you're having those rough days, breathe out the guilt and breathe in strength. Let me just give you a quick closure with some breaths that you can take when you feel that you're not present with yourself. Breathe in peace and slowly breathe out chaos. Breathe in closure and breathe out what I cannot change. Breathe in forgiveness for myself and breathe out the guilt. Breathe in strength and breathe out fear. And breathe out what's next and breathe out what's behind you. And always remember to breathe in something new and breathe out everything that you no longer need to carry. Remember, I survived it, I learned from it, and I do not have to live with it anymore. That's how I protect my peace. You have to choose you in the end. Remember that. In all situations, choose you. Remember that. Choose you. In all situations, choose you. All right, guys, this is your girl, Kara. Remember, like, share, subscribe, follow, please. And remember, Cash App is available, dollar sign, because of Nicole DV 823. All Cash Apps are blessings and welcome. And I hope everyone have an awesome week. I had a very, very, very busy weekend. It was my sister's 50th birthday. The month of July has been nothing but celebrations since this month rolled in. It was my granddaughter's sweet 16. It was my son's 28th. It was my nephew's 40th. Then my sister's 50th. She had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful party. My skills are still up. My decorating skills are still up. It was beautiful. Everything was nice. And then a part two party, and then probably a part three. So I'm about to get out of here and get relaxed and get ready for next week. So, everybody, remember, have an awesome week. Remember to always protect your mind before your mind fall to pieces. Alrighty, guys, this is your girl Kira. Thanks for tuning in. And again, tune in next week. I'll be posting the day. It'll be either Monday or Tuesday. I really kind of like Tuesdays and I like Mondays. So it would be either Monday or Tuesday. New video will be out. Deuces, everybody.